I have nothing to say.
I'm glad our idea for solving the internet problem is working out.
Yeah, this is nice and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day when Mike would have internet issues and he would have to come over here, we would like point the mic away from the speakers and have like not wear headsets and hope that there wasn't feedback. It was awful. I mean, it worked, but is always a,
Yeah, major hassle.
a crap shot as to whether or not it would work or not.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Piccolo. Excuse me. And I'm really glad Mike called me when he did to say, hey, I'm coming over so we can do the podcast because I don't have internet. Because I had not eaten. I was sitting here working on uploading the last of the Messenger videos that I have done and doing the thumbnail and hadn't eaten and I smelled funny and just not paying attention to time at all. I'm like, Mike's like, I'm coming over. I'm going to finish eating real quick. And I'm like, eating? Oh. So, yeah. Thank you, Mike. He's a helper.
Yay.
Which reminds me, I'm out of videos for the Messenger, so I think I have to stream the Messenger tomorrow night. That'll be fun after God only knows how long off. Oh well. How long has it been recording now? 2 minutes? Surely the recording is picked up by now, so everybody good to start?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay then. Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Manapool. This is episode 531 of the Manapool. I looked it up ahead of time this time. And I am Chewy, the lead dork. Also, I am the angel. Oh yeah, it's an RPG episode. What? It hasn't even
not
been,
that again.
It hasn't even been like 8 months.
I know, right? Shocking. Amazement.
So, I am the angel. With me, as always, are these other dorks. Hi, dorks.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler, tangent master of the group, the game leader master guy for this thing, and yeah, I voted today.
Nice.
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy. And I'm going to vote on the regular day because the regular voting place is right between my apartment and work, so it's really easy.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive, and Alaric on this episode. And I will also be voting on the 6th on my way home. Hopefully I'll get out early enough that I can swing by, vote, and then go pick up the chillins.
Did you say who you were?
No, I forgot that part. I didn't pick up on that. I'm Karim on this episode.
How long has it been since the last one? I don't know. Go to themanapool.com and type in MTG RPG. I would do it myself, but it's a pain to type in this position that we're in.
I was reviewing that episode to make sure I was ready for this one, make sure I knew what the current events were, and it's only been like 2 months. It was one of the first episodes that we did since we started streaming these live on Twitch.
Yeah, it was like the 3rd or 4th one, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
But
it's not been a year. So.
In the interest of full disclosure, everyone listening, in case Mike sounds different or you hear this, Mike is actually in the apartment with me because he had no internets. So, hopefully the audio setup works. And you wouldn't have noticed if I didn't say something, other than maybe Mike sounds, higher quality, because...
Yeah, with a better microphone.
Better mic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, all right.
Mike's internet has nose cheeseburgers.
It doesn't. It's fresh out of cheeseburgers. Mike's internet was like, Ken has, and...
No can has.
the evil internet company was like, nah. Wait, do you have an evil internet company?
AT&T? They're up there, I guess.
Absolutely.
As a
Okay.
telecom company, yeah.
Oh, okay. At least none of us have Comcast.
Yikes.
This episode brought to you by not freaking
Not
Comcast. So, I guess we should get into it. So remember, this is Brian's custom-built from scratch Magic RPG system. Which
That's
is
right.
cool.
So far, it hasn't fallen apart. We'll see if today's the day when everybody just realizes that I've been making this thing up the whole time and I have no idea what I'm doing. And oh shoot, I need a quick. I'm gonna grab my dice real quick, just real quick. Just talk amongst yourselves for like a second.
Maybe this will be the episode when we all die.
I mean,
We were close last time we did this.
yeah. Who is it that almost died?
Me.
Okay, it was Dirk. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I shot and planted in him, and then the guy said, "Ow," and then backhanded me,
Oh yeah, it was a big ass tree fall.
threw
Right?
me.
tree.
It was a big old
Uh-huh.
tree.
All right, I'm back.
It was
Rocks
a
fall,
primeval
everybody
force.
dies.
Right.
All right.
Well,
No.
thank you all
Yeah, it was
so
a-
very much for listening. Oh wait, what?
That's right. So to recapping what had happened, you guys had met the wandering civilization of the Vanna. You met their leader, and they revealed to you that they had previously, kind of escorted and observed, not so much escorted as observed, planeswalkers that would come routinely to see Trivester. And ever since Donothir, the originator, has disappeared, they have felt a bit aimless. And they showed you the map, the nice shiny map that they've got that allows them to circumvent the natural magic of the plane that causes people to get lost and disoriented. And they left you a nice, handy copy of it that is not actually enhanced. And so we actually saw Mike, Karim, I'm going to try and do everybody's names right this time and not mix up Karim and Alaric, get lost a couple times. But you have the map, and so you're able to navigate a little bit. You discussed where you wanted to go, and the nearest structures to you, being in the woods, were to the north is a civilization in the mountains. To the south is to the south and to the east is a tower, and then to the west is the tree Drazil, and then further to the west and to the south are some ruins that you were told maybe you might want to go there. You might get some answers there from a gentleman named Gander, but you don't know if you really. That wasn't necessarily advisable. You kind of slept the night, woke up, found everybody gone. At least one person said, "I knew that would happen." You wandered around for a bit, and you found a couple of giant warthogs who were just having a nice time to themselves. Alaric said, "I don't want any part of this." No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Karim said, "I don't want any part of this," and started to leave. Alaric said the same thing, but because of fate or the dice or fate's dice, tripped over himself. The angel said, "You know what? I'll take care of this problem," and a skirmish.
Cause Schwartz.
A skirmish happened where the first one took several swings from swords and whatnot to come down. Meanwhile, the second one that was charging, Alaric kind of made up for his stumble by firing an iron arrow so well placed that it basically destroyed the creature, in ways that are not necessarily biologically possible.
Yeah, it went through his brain and out the other side and
Pretty
planted
much,
the brain on the nearest tree.
yeah, something like that. And I think it, made a.
Like a Ren and Stimpy cartoon.
It may have folded the brain into some nice origami at the same time. It was a really good shot. He actually lost that arrow. He's so intent on reclaiming his arrows, he lost that arrow. That's how badly it was damaged. And you got a whole bunch of warthog meat from that. Chat even requested bacon, so you have bacon. And then you're like, all right, let's go somewhere and rest up for a bit. And because of fate and Kareem's directional skills, you found yourselves face to face with a force of nature. And the angel said, "You know what? I'm gonna hit really hard." And you guys took the most damage you have ever taken. The angel was a little winded, and Alaric was smacked around quite a bit. But finally, you managed to through several sword swings, managed to cut a notch in it. And Karim, for the first time, actually cast a spell, which I realize a lot of times swinging a sword is a little easier and a little faster. But he cast his burn spell, and thanks to some nice rolls, aka fate, and managed to place the spell right where the force of nature was exposed. It burned a lot, and you turned to flee, and you're so great with directions, you literally made a giant circle and found yourself back there. But because of the nature of the plane, or something we may or may not get into, hardly any of the surrounding area was damaged, and you got yourselves, and everybody, I think, rolled correctly for a Grove of the Burn Willows. And at that point, Alaric was like, "Okay, I need to sit down because I got hit by a tree today. I almost got gored by some giant warthogs, and I made one of them explode somehow. So let's call it a rest." So that, gentlemen, is where we left off. Night was coming on. I'm assuming you're eating some nice warthog steak because you're going to be having that for the next month. As you had said that you were wanting, of all the places you could go, you were heading in the general direction of the tower. Is that about right? Because you had reviewed going north or wherever, and I think the consensus had been, I'm not telling you where to go. This is an open world and all that. The consensus was head toward the tower because you were closest. So
yeah, that's where Donothir hung out. So we were gonna go there and try to figure out what the hell.
Yeah, I think even though we got the impression that it might be a little out of order, since we were so close, we were just gonna hit it while we were here.
And while I certainly do have a bit of an order here, this is not like an RPG where you're going to wander into the wrong area and the monsters are 52 levels higher than you. Although that force of nature did kind of, smack you around for quite a bit.
Yeah,
so,
or the path is gonna end with a huge rock blocking it, and we don't have the push rock skill, so we need to go back and find it.
The Triforce is in 8 pieces, and one of them is buried under a bush in this one square, and I hope you found the fire rod. So, all right, so I'm assuming you had said you were going to stop where you were, which was the clearing that had turned into the grove, for the night and just kind of rest up for a bit. That's where we left off. So, nothing happens overnight. You wake up, it's nice and bright, and you're ready to go in the morning. What do you want to do? As a reminder, if you look at your map, you're still in the forest. You're just a little ways off from the tower at this point. If you have the map in front of you, you're probably in the. Wish I could quadrant this, but if you look at the tower and you look immediately to the west of the tower, you're in some of that forest right there. So you're not too far off from it. So what do you want to do, guys? I'm handing it over to you. What do you want to do?
Yes. Hang on, we're all opening the map.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I actually have it here.
Oh, well, here it's in front of you.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through everything.
Cool.
Okay, so say that again, Brian. I'm sorry, GM. You said we're in the woods.
So if you look at the tower, which of course has that nice clearing around it, you're in the woods directly to the west of the tower.
So we're right here somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you exactly where you are in the woods,
well,
but you're.
We're in this general area right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should put that on the. Okay, wait a minute. I've got the map on here somewhere, don't I? Boom.
And I have my grid map up so I can tell, depending on your rolls, what all happens and what all you counter or don't counter.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So there's a quick glance at the map for anybody watching. So here's the tower over here. You can't see where I'm pointing, but on the right, or to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and since I don't think this should really have to be said, but obviously since you've rested and nobody had any serious wounds, everybody's feeling better. All the mana sources have reset, things like that. So.
Okay.
I'm all better.
Yay! Da-da-da-da. No, wait.
She turned me into a newt. but I got better.
So should we?
Yeah, let's
Just-
head out.
Oh, did we say anything yet? Because I have had Twitch over on the side. Have we said anything yet about the origins of these pictures here?
What? Oh yeah, these character models here, character drawings, came from Jars, who sent us an email and was like, "Hey, tell me all about your characters. I want to draw them." We went, "What?" Okay, so we did, and he made these. Which this is I think the first time that I have publicly revealed them. So
Yeah, I think so. So I just want to, not to keep derailing us with side notes, but I think he did a good job with that, and I want to make sure everybody knew where those came from. So
he did an awesome job as usual. Whoop, gonna make Mike. Mike wishes he was a little bit taller. He wishes he was a baller.
Shot caller.
No, it's a different song.
Oh,
But
dang it.
wish I had a girl that was good. I would call her something something rabbit in a hat with a bat. I don't remember how the song goes. Anyway, but yeah, Jars did these, and of course they're awesome because that's what Jars does. Now they're slightly bigger. Anyway,
all right.
All right, let's hit that dusty old trail.
All right. So you're hitting that dusty old trail, Mike,
Yeah.
because I'm assuming you are out in front,
yes.
Mr. Karim. You
Mhm.
want to roll me a d6, please?
Okay. 5.
Nice.
My trekking skill is 2, but I think you have that stuff written down somewhere.
I do have it written down. Very good. All right, so, and I roll that. So you. All right. You can tell that the forest, which is it's almost more jungle-like at this point, but you can tell that the woods are starting to become a little further apart. The trees are becoming a little further apart. If you recall, one of your issues with the fight with the primeval force was that the trees were so dense you didn't have a whole lot of room. But now they're starting to space themselves out. You are still definitely in the woods, and it's got a very almost jungle aspect to it now, almost a rainforest. But you're starting to come into an area that is a little more open air, and you find a glen with actually a break in the canopy, so you can start to see overhead for the first time in a little while. But you do also see a nest that appears to have some kind of enormous bird in it. It looks like the bird isn't really paying you attention. Has anyone been to Lorwyn? I don't know that anyone has been to Lorwyn. Anyone in this group?
I don't remember.
No.
Sure.
I
There
By that I mean my character doesn't remember.
Okay. Right.
Although she might
So.
remember, because like her memory from before the mending is gone.
Yeah.
My memory, but I don't know what I do know because the mending was a long time ago.
Hmm.
So I'm sure I've wandered around. Obviously, I came from somewhere with these two idiots. So
Well, let's just say that even though none of you necessarily recognize it, it is a rather enormous bird. It's probably the size of the three of you put together with some room. It's got some white foliage, and it's not really seeming to pay you any kind of attention.
let's just assume him at plumage.
What'd I say?
Foliage.
Foliage, that's not a thing on a bird. So plumage is correct. The nest is in the canopy region or area of the trees. So really at this point you can try and ignore it, you can try and provoke it, you can, do you want eggs, do you want, more bird meat, or do you want to just kind of let live? Or what do you want to do?
Eggs will go with our bacon. I don't know, like, and this is gonna sound weird coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see that big ass bird? I don't know if we should mess with the big ass bird.
No, I'd just rather let animals alone unless they get in our faces.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get eaten by a giant, like, is that like a windbreak raptor maybe?
Because you can
things?
fly. I can shoot far away, but we're not exactly. All three of us are not exactly in our best element with flying creatures.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, let's just go around.
Like, I was gonna try to fly up and through this hole in the canopy to look around, but I don't want to attract a big ass bird.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You got. Hey, psst, you guys want to just sneak around it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You wanna just sneak around. You're not trying to draw its attention or anything like that. Still following Karim.
I think we're trying to exactly the opposite of attract its attention.
Yeah. So, all right, Karim. I think Karim has a Karim has a stealth score as well, so he's leading you guys.
Yeah.
So, this thing is not really interested in you, so I'm not even going to make you roll anything as long as you're not like shouting obscenities at it. So, just go ahead, and if you want to keep heading,
you stupid bird. Yeah.
If you all right, if you want to keep heading in the direction of the tower, which would be to the east, go ahead and roll me that there d6 once again, and we'll keep moving. You can wave bye to the bird as you go.
It is a 2 this time.
It's a 2, right?
I love his tone when he said that. It's a 2, idiot. We're gonna end up on the other side of the giant tree. Oh my god. Drizzle.
Well, you pass by the nest. You continue to go. You continue into the jungle. What the trees start getting a little thicker again. You get the sense that you might not be heading in the right direction necessarily. But you can tell you don't seem to be heading deeper into the jungle either. It's just maybe not concluding as quickly as you thought. You go ahead and enter another clearing. This time the canopy is still dense overhead, and you see something that you're not really sure what to make of it. There's a slight hill here, and there's some kind of amorphous creature. It looks gray. It has about 4 legs, one at each corner, and it doesn't seem to have any distinguishing features. You can't really see a mouth or ears or a nose. You're not really sure what to make of this. It's kind of just standing there.
But it looks like it's a living thing.
It seems to sway a little bit back and forth. Did I say 4 legs? It's difficult to tell. It looks like it may actually have 6 legs. And the best way I can
doesn't have
describe
8, I'm good.
The best way I can describe it is basically a almost like how a child might draw an octopus, but only with 6 legs. And again, it's all the same color. It's all one grayish color. It almost looks like someone has carved this thing out of clay. You would almost think that it was a structure or a sculpture of some kind, except it occasionally does pick up a leg tentatively and then set it back down. I don't think any of you have ever seen anything quite like this creature before.
I forget, Angel. You have
Yeah,
the ability to detect magic, or is it something else?
I've got spiritual awareness.
Oh, okay. I guess that's something else.
It can be somewhat related. Spiritual awareness is vague on purpose. It can suit a number of things, but you can try using it.
I was just thinking I should see if I can figure out what this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your spiritual awareness is currently a score of 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So for this, I would like for you to go ahead and roll a d6, please.
Yoink! I stole Mike's d6. I mean Kareem's d6. Why do you have dice? We're in the jungle.
Oops.
Hup! Oh, I threw it on the ground. Hup! I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Okay.
I didn't really roll a 2. It sort of bounced. It was very strange. Did you see that?
Yes.
So the angel opens up her mind and tries to use her spiritual awareness to get a sense of whatever this creature is, and she can immediately sense that this monochrome thing before her, what appears to be its skin is actually just an outer coating. Think of the shell of an M&M, except inside, from what she can tell, is not chocolate. It, in fact, all she sees in her mind's eye is a sort of intense fire, a burning, and it does not appear to be. She hears in her mind almost a sort of yelling sound, or almost a howling, but it's not like any wolf she's ever heard before.
Did you ever play any of the Serious Sam games?
Yes.
Oh
Oh man, that noise. That's how you know something bad is about
That's
to
how you know
happen.
that horrible things are about to happen to your face. So in
On
the
the
Serious Sam games, there are these guys who have bombs for hands, and I think a bomb for a head, or no head,
Yeah.
and bombs for hands, and they just run straight at you to try to explode you, and they and they get louder as they get closer, and it's terrifying because they attack in packs. So sorry, when you said just hear like a yelling, that's what popped into my head.
As you continue to listen, the sound coalesces more into something you might recognize as the yell of a mountain cat.
Okay.
The creature does not give any sign or change its attitude toward you. Does not give any sign that it has changed its demeanor.
Hey,
You're
guys.
not entirely sure if it's even aware that you're there.
Okay, so let's assume I told them about that, and I went, "What?
I don't know. Is it trapped?
I don't know. I didn't get any sort of intent. It just felt like a cat on fire, but not like in a bad way. Like a cat that is a fire cat.
Okay.
Blitz.
But it's trapped inside this weird shell thing.
I don't know if it's trapped or if it's just in there or if this thing just really thinks it's a cat. I don't know.
Why would a fire cat willfully go inside of a weird shell thing?
Maybe there was some catnip in there. I don't know. Ask the monk. He's the freaking the tree hugger. Wait, are you a tree hugger? Or are you the tree hugger? I know one of you's a tree hugger. I have a sword. That's all I got.
I set a tree on fire yesterday, so.
Yeah, you did.
That's kind of the opposite of hugging the tree. Alaric is a monk, so it's up to him how he wants to interpret that.
Yeah, I kind of would like to get your moral opinion on this right here.
Dirk, are you muted?
Yes, I was. Sorry.
Oh.
So Alaric, I think Karim would like your opinion on what should be done in this instance.
I have empathy with it, but I would. My thing is that try and go around it, but do so with a high level of caution.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you just want to leave it in there?
Try to leave the cat?
Should we crack the shell and run?
I have a sword. I've never used this sword in particular to crack a giant rock shell, but I bet I could.
I guess we don't know whether someone put it in there for a reason. I mean, we are in the middle of a forest. But in the middle of a forest that can heal itself from fire. So...
Maybe the forest got sick of healing itself from fire and trapped it in a rock spider?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or maybe the forest has a beef with fire, and so this was a trap to catch this creature that is fire. Like maybe this is a fire beast of some sort that's inside of it.
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I'm kind of bored, so I'm all for cracking the shell and running, but I know that's probably not the best
What did you say about the fire cat that was in pain?
I don't think so. I didn't get a good or bad vibe from it. I just got this thing really seems to think that it's a flaming cat of some sort. Does that sound weird? That sounds weird saying it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, speaking out of character, I don't want to put on a boring show, but if given the choice between set free some kind of fire elemental that might be angry and don't, you know.
Yeah, there's that. And also, speaking out of character, this is obviously a morph creature, but Brian said that it didn't look familiar to any of us.
Yeah.
So I'm trying real hard not to be like, let's poke it and see what jumps out. But
Speaking in character, as you've been having this discussion, well, I'm always encouraging you guys to think things through. In real time, this has been edging slightly closer to you. It appears more curious than hostile at this point, but it's kind of coming up on.
did that thing move?
Oh. I wasn't paying attention, but here it is.
Huh.
Do you want to go up and touch it?
I think I'd rather just kind of walk away slowly, just act natural.
I dare you to touch
I'm not gonna touch it.
it. Oh wait, we passed the giant chicken earlier. Never mind.
I might be impulsive at times, but I'm not stupid.
Hey, well, throw that on the ground. Hey, Brian, is it in such a way that we could actually walk around it, or is it?
You can walk around, although it's now coming rather close to the angel.
Oh,
But it's not blocking your way yet.
Hey, little fella, you're cute.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Try to talk to it more.
How? What? Do you need help? What? Hello. I don't know if I'm talking to its face or to its ass.
Well, at the sound of your voice, it stops and starts making a slight, almost shivering. I don't want to say expression because it has no way to express itself, but a shivering movement throughout its body.
All right.
Hey, it's purring.
Well, I mean, maybe. Is that good or bad? I can't tell. It's a giant rock spider that's vibrating.
I don't know. You said
My character is going to take some steps back and put some distance between him and that. There have been a lot of very bad cats from my home plane.
All right, so Alaric is taking a step back. It fits because you're the cautious type.
There's a lot of spooky things that happen on my plane.
All right. You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to pull out my sword. And
Don't scare it away.
I don't know. I'm just going to hold it out and see what it does. You know, see, like if it was like a kitten and it would run up and sniff it or something. So, just going to...
Okay, well, I'm going to also take a step back while you do that.
Okay. It's just a big rock spider. I don't know what you two are all afraid of.
All right, so Alaric and Karim are now stepping back. You take out the sword. Where are you pointing the sword?
Like in between. Okay, this thing is like circular, right? It doesn't have like a front or a back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna point it like sort of in between two of the legs and just sort of hold it there, you know, a few inches away from it to see if it moves forward or back or something. Like I'm not trying to stab it or anything. I'm just like, here, what do you think it is?
Okay, as you take out the sword and start pointing it not at it, but even, you know, in its general direction, the vibrating increases probably about tenfold, and it's now shaking rather I don't want to say violently because I don't want to imply any sort of intent, but it's shaking a lot. And you're starting to see some fissures in the shall we say shell.
Guys?
Maybe that's not purring.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna pull my sword away and see if it eases up.
All right, so you're pulling the sword away.
Yeah.
I'm taking out my bow and I'm prepping.
At this point, the shell breaks away, and lunging directly toward the angel is a blistering fire cat. It rushes toward the angel with its claws out.
By the way, Mike, out of character, if you happen to be able to kill this damn gnat that has been flying around here, please do.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Little bastard. Freaking morph creatures. Okay, let's see. Well, while I've got my sword out, I guess I should try to jump out of the way and like swipe to the side, just like a dodge swipe sort of thing. Because fire cats are kind of frail. If I can make a connection, then I should be all right.
Yeah. Seeing as how you had the sword out, even though it's jumping at you, and because the other two moved out of the way, then yeah, I'll go ahead and let you take the first action. So it's jumping at you, and you are trying to simultaneously jump to the side and slash it. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've got a claymore. So roll a d20, please.
Oh God. All right. D20. Let me get up. Make a little block area here where it won't jump off the table. And I rolled a... Oh God, I'm dead.
No.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3. You rolled a 3.
I did.
You're not dead. You're just ineffective.
I'm not dead. I'm worthless. Okay, got it.
All right.
I caught you really by surprise.
Well, he's the only thing close to it. A giant flaming cat of doom comes jumping out of a chocolate shell. You might be a little startled too. I'm sorry, candy shell. So, all right, if you rolled a 3, you're not going to deal any damage. What we're going to say is that you managed to roll enough to the side that it basically clipped you. You're going to go ahead and take a damage. So that'll be a ding on your toughness. But because you were barely even able to get out of the way in time, you were not able to bring your sword down in such a way that you were able to deal any damage to it either.
Fair enough.
Mike, you're the next closest
Ouch.
person to it. Do you want to take any actions real quick?
Don't set it on fire.
Don't
Just make it mad.
Yeah, that probably won't work.
Do it.
And since it's on fire, I don't think I should get too close. I'm gonna throw a dagger at it and see what happens.
Okay. Yes, by my
I
notes.
forgot you had daggers.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 3 iron daggers.
Nice.
So, all right, you want to throw an iron dagger. You're at what I would call close to medium range. I'm probably like the closer end of medium. So, and you have a light weapon skill of 3. So, go ahead and roll a. Do you have a D10?
Yes.
All right, roll a D10 for me, please.
2.
All right, I guess you don't need to roll a damage die either. Then, so you take out your dagger. You attempt to throw it at the blistering fire cat. Unfortunately, because I guess you're trying to aim around the angel, you don't hit the angel. That's good, but you don't hit the fire cat either anywhere vital. And where you do manage to come close to the fire cat, the heat of the fire cat is already starting to bend and warp the blade, so it starts to fall to the ground in a giant chunk of molten metal. Hey,
That's a hell of a fire cat.
Alaric, you want to do anything before this thing takes another turn?
I'm gonna shoot with my iron arrows.
You're gonna shoot an iron arrow. All right. So your ranged weapon skill is 2, and you're the furthest away, but you've proven to be a quite excellent shot. So why don't you go ahead and roll yourself a D10 right there?
D10. Okay. 5.
All right. Roll a D6.
Go with D6. 3. Nope. 4.
4. Okay. All right. As the fire cat is wheeling around trying to get a bearing on the angel again, you manage to loose an arrow and shoot it directly into its head, and you manage to bring the beast down. And as it is an elemental, it kind of disperses as its form hits the ground. It crumples and shoots up a couple quick flames, and it's gone. Congratulations. Alaric saves the day again.
Yet again.
Yeah.
Holy
And
crap! Did you guys see that?
I am going to go ahead and let the angel learn a new spell. The angel has learned Break Open. Congratulations. I am adding that to your skills.
Let's see. Where are my spells? What spells do I know? Ah, there they are.
You have Aura Conversion, Blessed Healing, and now Break Open. Good job.
Learn Break Open.
It's an instant, too. So
Yeah, thank goodness. So does that let me reveal, morph creatures?
yeah,
Nice.
it felt entirely appropriate for the situation. So
Did you?
good job.
Did you see that? I told you there was a fire cat thing coming from the rock spider. I didn't expect it to jump out and try to eat me, but
I didn't say I didn't believe you.
Can I collect my arrow? Priorities, man, priorities.
I'm gonna say no this time because this is
Okay.
the same fire that melted.
A dagger.
oh, you lost
Melted
a
a
dagger.
Yeah, I lost it. That's it.
You lost a dagger. You got 2 daggers left, and he lost.
I got 2
an
arrows
iron.
left.
Yeah, you got 2
Two
iron
iron
arrows,
arrows
and you've still got all your silver arrows for Ganon. So, the
I
gra-
can conserve those silver arrows.
I'm
Much
really,
like-
what kind of magic is that to encase a fire cat into a rock spider? I've never encountered that before.
It's very strange. Maybe it's kind of a double summon thing. But that would still take a lot of skill to summon one thing inside of another thing.
you notice
Probably
that-
wouldn't take more than 3 men.
you notice that much like with the primeval forest before, that while the area that the fire cat fell initially appeared to be scorched, the land under it seems to be green again almost immediately. The only evidence that you see that there ever was a fire cat is the slight scorching of the angel and the scent of sulfur on the wind.
All right. Well, that was fun. I guess I'm all right for the moment. Should we truck on?
Yeah, we should keep going.
Yeah.
It's about noon time now. You're making good progress today. You managed to avoid ticking off a giant bird and managed to tick off a giant flaming cat that was inside of a shell, but came out of that okay.
I think we're gonna be all right here. It's covered in a thin candy shell. Surprised you didn't know that.
If Karim is still leading the way, and if everybody's all right to keep going, then Karim can roll me that there D6.
All right.
Oh, he singed my wing. Look at this.
MR D6. 5.
Jesus. I
Continue
didn't even get to hit it with my sword. I'm sorry, what?
You tried. All right. You follow the jungle until you suddenly emerge into a large clearing. This clearing is probably the size of a small city. And directly in the middle of this clearing, you can see what appears to be a tower. The tower strikes you as interesting because, first of all, it is almost entirely red. It's a dull red color. And second of all, as far as you can tell, you cannot see any windows or landing anywhere on the tower. You see what appears to be a giant vine or massive growth going around the tower, starting at various spots, almost seeming to grow outward from various spots around the tower. It ends at a pointed top, canonical, so that trying to think how to describe this.
It's in canon. Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, it appears to be slightly uneven in shape, where it is wider at the base than it is at the top, but it's a very gradual narrowing as it goes up. I wouldn't describe it as a pyramid. but it's somewhat akin to that shape. But it's mostly a tower. As far as you can tell, it's still a little distance away. Although there's not really, you don't see any wildlife or any trees or anything between you and it. It's a little to the south and east of where you are. You can't tell
So
exactly
where
how
am I
tall it
typing?
is, but you can tell that it's a fairly tall structure.
So let's see. So if you start at the tower on the right here, viewers, we are up and to the left. We just came out of these woods up here somewhere.
Yeah.
And did you say those vine-like growths go all the way up to the top, or are they just sort of collected around the base?
They go up the sides. They do not appear to reach all the way to the top, but they cover the vast majority of the surface. Although you can still definitely see that the surface of it appears to be red. You're not close enough to see individual bricks or how it's constructed exactly, but they do go the majority of the distance up the tower. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
Travel onto the tower.
yeah, I would like to take a closer look.
Hey guys,
Right.
Yes.
I think we found the tower.
Nice.
Woot. Goals.
Even with you leading.
Especially with me leading.
I'm sorry, especially with you leading.
All right. So in this area, we're not going to require any trekking rolls or anything like that because it's an open area. Nobody could mess this up. Nobody. So you're heading
Challenge
to the tower.
accepted.
I have
as
faith in Karim to mess this up.
As you draw closer to the tower, you can tell that it's roughly 4 stories tall. Is made of this uniform red material. You're unable to see any seams in the tower as far as individual bricks or anything making it up. And from the direction you're coming, you don't see a door. Although you think you hear something, you're not entirely sure what it is. It sounds almost like yelling, perhaps, or screaming.
Ah!
Don't try to
And
scare
as-
this one with your sword.
Sorry.
And as you get closer, you're also able to see what appeared to be the vines growing on the tower, and it's some kind of plant, or it appears to be several instances of some kind of plant, but it's not stationary. It seems to move while they stay remaining on the tower. Some of the vines appear to act almost like tentacles and move back and forth.
Yikes.
Well, there's something you don't see every day. Unless you hang out around here every day. I don't want to be one of those people.
No. And the plant isn't something that any of us recognize.
The plant is not anything that any of you recognize. As you continue to come at it, you're heading south, so you're seeing the north side of the tower. You're getting closer and closer to it. You see that each of those plants has somewhere on the growth of it appears to have something that resembles essentially a mouth, and it opens and closes. And as you get closer and the wind behind you brings the scent of you toward the tower, some of the plants start turning in your direction. As far as you can tell, you can't see any eyes, but
Okay.
they
At
seem
this
to
point, I would like
reposition
to
themselves.
limit how close I get. I'm just letting you know that.
Understandable.
I'm not going to continue with
So
the doop-to-doop-to-do right up to the... No.
Oh.
you're not gonna reach up to it and poke it.
No.
Hey, Alaric. You're from
Yeah.
Innistrad, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever see a kraken take down a ship?
I've
Krakens
not
on
seen it
Innistrad?
myself, but I've heard tales.
There are krakens on Innistrad, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
I've heard about them on Theros and Dominaria
Well, that's
and
where
some other
I'm-
places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have heard of the tales, but I think mostly they come from the sailors on Theros. Is mostly their stories.
Well, that's the vibe I'm getting from this tower.
Do you think you can commune?
I can see what I can pick up, but I don't. I get the feeling we're not going to reason with these angry-looking plant things.
No.
At this point, you can very distinctly hear the sound of someone to the south of the tower who appears to be yelling, but their words are unintelligible. It appears to be a male voice.
Hey, you hear that?
Yeah, let's give this tower a walk around. And
Do you want to see if you can fly over there and give us a heads up?
Oh yeah, you could go over the top.
That's not much of a tower if it's only 4 stories tall. I
They're
figured
tall
it would be
stories.
taller. They're tall stories. They're tall tales.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
tell
so-
you what. I'm gonna start off by seeing if I can get enough altitude to see where that voice is coming from.
Okay. All right. So you have a flying skill of 1. There's no trees around or anything like that.
Right.
So just do me a favor, just to let's see how high you can go. Go ahead and roll a d10, please.
Yoink. All right, hang on. Set up my block area again. There we go. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So at 5, yeah, you're able to fly up fairly easily. As you had said, four stories is not even as tall as some of the buildings that you saw in Edda, and you're able to fly up. As you fly up, you're able to see the other side of the tower, and it does appear that there's a small section cut out of the south end of the tower that could be some sort of entry arch, but you're not able, because you're so high up, from the angle you're at, you can't actually see what's inside or what that might look like.
Right.
And you see someone toward there, just about 5 or 10 feet away from that section of the tower. They have let me make sure I get this right. I have a reference here.
They have 6 arms. And are made of rock.
No, they have 4, and 1 is at each end. All right, this person has a light blue skin, with almost what appears to be elongated ears and wispy hair, also blue. They are wearing incredibly tattered and dirty clothing, and they don't seem to see you or recognize you at all. You're not sure who they're talking to, but they continue to yell, and again, you can't quite make out what they're saying, but you're not sure that it strikes you less as speech and more as babbling.
Are any of the plant monster things acknowledging this person? Since you said they turned and looked at us when we were a good distance away.
Well, the wind was behind you. The ones on that side seem to be following his movements as he walks back and forth. He's pacing a bit. They still are not detaching themselves from the building, but you can tell that some of them are watching it. You also notice from this height that there's at least one of these plant creatures that appears to have about 4 or 5 mouths on its body alone. But
Okay.
to answer your question, the ones closest to him seem to be responding to his movements, but he's not close enough that he seems to be. They're not
Dinner.
trying. Yeah.
Okay. Can they hear me where I'm at? Can I just shout all this down at them?
Well, you are a good couple stories up. You could probably shout, but then anything you shout, well, I mean, you can if you want.
Nah, that's silly. I'll just drop back down and tell them what I saw. Hey, there's a dude. He's blue, and he's on the other. I think there's an entrance over there. I couldn't exactly tell.
Oh, okay.
But
But
dude-
there's someone over there.
There's someone over there. He's blue.
Are they in trouble?
He looked like he was mad, not like angry.
Oh.
And these plant things, there's one big one and a lot of small ones.
Are they attacking him? Or
No, they're just looking at him, same as they are at us.
huh?
There's a big one though. I'm just letting you know. There's a big one. Just saying. I think maybe we should work our way around the edge, like way away, and go see what's up with him.
Yeah,
because he's just walking back and forth and shouting. It sounds like nonsense. It might be another language. It might be a spell, or he might just be insane. I can't tell. But he's blue. Let's see. What are some blue races?
Vidalcan?
I don't think he had that many arms.
Okay.
Could it be Thran? Is that no, not Thran? What are they called? The blue people. Metathran.
Metathran?
Maybe? Are they still
Maybe.
around?
How would one of them get over here?
How would we get over here?
Oh, well.
We saw a Vidalcan earlier. Like, I didn't see you. We saw Merfolk. Don't worry about it. This place is a melting pot.
in all kinds of places.
Look at you. That's racist.
No! Okay, so... I don't know whether my character would know enough about the origin of the Metathran to have an argument about this, so let's just keep going.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to work our way in his direction by going around, right?
Yes.
Like way around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, we're not going to walk up to the tower and then go around. We're going to maintain a good distance.
Yeah, so you're keeping the tower basically in the center, and you're slowly going around the tower so that you can approach the gentleman. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. Wheeling around.
All right. As you go around the
Like
tower,
a bad draft pick.
as you go around the tower, some of the plants seem to follow you, and then as soon as you're a certain distance away, they all kind of stop paying you attention until you're closer to some. Basically, you feel almost like you're being watched the entire time.
Gotcha.
As you come to the south of the tower, you see this creature, this person. I guess would be the best way to describe him. Again,
it's bad when the GM was like, I bet it's a person.
He seems to be wearing some long flowing robes, but they are caked with mud. They are tattered. They are torn in several places. And he's throwing his arms up in the air and muttering as he walks back and forth. And every now and then he yells something at the tower, and you can't quite hear it. Every now and then you hear the word Donothir, but then the words before it and after it don't seem to make any sense to you.
Did he say Donothir?
I think so.
Do you think he's yelling at Donothir or about Donothir?
I don't know. I can't understand him from here.
So it's not just me.
No.
Alaric, you got anything?
Mm-mm.
All right. So what do we do? What's the game plan, boys? I could go stab him with my sword.
No.
Okay.
Has he noticed us at all?
Not yet.
Oh man, I should spiritual awareness to see what I can get out of him. See if I can pick anything up.
All right. Your spiritual awareness, what we
2.
say, is 2, right? Okay. For this time with this guy, let's go ahead and roll a d6.
I have one of those. It's Mike's. Kareem's. Beard. I rolled a 4 on the glass. Whoops.
All right. You reach out toward him with your senses, all Professor X style, and as soon as you get in touch with the aura around him, you suddenly start to feel a bit nauseous, much like you did. You have a very similar feeling to how you did when you were approaching the tree Drizzle. You start to also have a sense of almost pressing power coming out of this figure. The minute that you are able to sense this, he stops in his tracks and he stares directly at you. Then he starts pulling mana out.
Guys?
Yes.
We have a problem.
What's wrong?
You remember the big tree? You remember how the big tree made me all loopy?
Mm-hmm.
That just happened, and he's drawing mana for something. I don't know if he's gonna lash out or cast a welcoming spell. I don't know, but he's charging up.
I'll put my hands up in the air. Sir, we're travelers. It's okay. Don't worry about us. We're just passing through.
He flinches at the word travelers, But when you say you're just passing through, he shouts at you almost manically, "I don't believe you." And he brings his hand down and points a hand directly at Alaric. Alaric, go ahead and roll a d10, please.
When you say Alaric, do you mean me or do you actually mean Alaric?
I mean Karim. God, I thought I had Karim is the one. Karim is the one that was addressing him. So I'm talking about Karim. I swore I wasn't going to do that this time. So
All
Mike,
right.
roll a d10.
Okay. Sorry, Brian.
Yeah, no, it's my fault.
8.
8.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
Dodge.
Well, you feel something something impact your body, and rather than any sort of physical pain, you feel almost as if the world around you were getting larger, and you start to feel almost like you're getting closer to the ground.
Uh-oh.
And you have this sudden sensation that you may not be as tall as you were just a minute ago.
Uh-oh.
But there's no physical pain associated with this. Suddenly your armor or your clothing and your weapons feel slightly heavier than they were before.
Uh-oh.
And that was with you rolling an 8. Jesus.
You're still, I'd say, to put a number to this, you're still about 80% of your of your original body mass. So you've lost about 20%.
Dude, you just got smaller.
Okay. I was afraid of that.
Did he do that?
Yes.
He's now cackling madly.
What? See, now that's just rude. You sure I can't hit him with my sword?
Go for it.
Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if I can be charming. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to try it.
No?
No. Do you think
I don't know.
I don't think I should try it. No.
What do you know about Donothir?
When he hears you say the name Donothir, he stops laughing and he said, "I knew you were lying. Why are you here?" And he starts pulling more mana.
Because we're trying to find Donothir so we can get out of here.
You're lying. You know where he is. Why don't you tell me where he is? I want to know where he is right now.
Wait, if we knew where he was, we wouldn't be here looking for him now, would we?
We think
You
he
think
might
so?
be inside the tower. We're here to find out.
There's no one here. I've been waiting here. There's no one here. I haven't seen him. Where is he? Why don't you tell me where he is?
Have you been inside the tower?
Well, I've started to go inside, but I can't go any further. I don't have what I need. Do you have what I need? Can you get me inside?
We don't know. Why don't we talk about this and see if there's something we can do?
You're trying to distract me. He points a hand at Alaric. Alaric, roll
For
a
realsies and serious.
Alec, roll a d10.
A 6.
A 6. He shoots what appears to be a small bolt of static electricity at you, but you're able to dodge to the side just in time that it doesn't actually impact you.
Dodge.
"Help me get inside," he yells.
Stop shooting at us. What do you need to get inside? You said you still needed something.
Yeah, we just got here. We don't know either.
Why are you... What's going on? Where am I?
Wait, Brian, you blinked out.
Oh, sorry.
You said, why are you...
He was saying, "Why are you still lying to me?" And then he starts looking a bit puzzled, and he says, "Where am I? What's going on?" And he starts looking down at his hands, and he starts looking around.
Okay, I think I should turn on the charm.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try real hard to calm this guy down.
Soon
Okay.
to Savage Beast.
Yes. I don't have any music though. Is that okay? It's probably all right.
All right, so you've got a charm skill of
3.
3. So with this guy in his state of mind right now, I want you to roll a d12.
Do you have a D12? Oh, that's a 12. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay, 1D12 coming right up. Let's cover up the glass. There we go. Yep. I rolled a 10. Nice.
Oh wow. Okay.
I am charming AF, as the kids say.
And breaking the third wall and possibly the fourth wall for a second. This is why, as I have been learning quite a bit, this is why you plan for all sorts of contingencies, because I'm never entirely sure what you guys are going to do with some of these things. So, getting back into it, you're attempting to charm him. What are you doing specific? You've done your role, but tell me specifically what you're doing to try and win this guy over.
I'm let's see.
Yeah, he's trying to calm him down.
Yeah, I really just want to calm him down and get him on our side. So I'm just speaking very soothingly, holding my hands up so he sees I'm not a threat, and trying. Let's see. Hey, help me out here.
No, he was asking where he is, what he was doing.
Yeah, you're. Let's see. Say, we don't know where we are either. We're just following leads, and we happen to run into you. Everything's fine. We're not here to hurt you. We want to help if we can.
He lowers his hands to his side, but you can still tell that there's something going on with his mana. He looks confused, and he looks like he's almost trying to wake up from the dream. He says, "My name is Zaikesu. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I need Donothir. I'm feeling like I'm broken. I need to be fixed. I'm sorry if I hurt you before, but I don't really know what's going on. I don't think you're the first people I've hurt. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get in the tower to find Donothir, but I can't get all the way in."
Why can't you get all the way in? What's stopping you?
I've made it through the outer door. It took weeks, but once I got inside the entrance, there was another door with a design I had never seen before. I couldn't figure it out. I don't think I have what it takes. I was able to take the letters, but I couldn't go any further.
This is going to be some speak friend and enter nonsense, isn't it?
Bello. Sorry.
All right, well, there's 3 of us. Maybe we'll be able to come up with some clever ideas together.
Also, is what you did to my friend here permanent? I mean, he looks good short, but...
He looks over at Karim. What did I do to him?
He shrunk me a little bit.
At this, he looks almost pitiful. He starts to break down and cry a bit. He says, "I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't understand." You can feel the mana welling up in him again.
Okay, well, that's all right. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, everything's fine. It's a good look on him. He was a little too tall anyway. Still being soothing.
Should we go ahead and roll another d12 for him?
Oh god, this is gonna be like a miserable failure. Oh, this is 11. Yes.
His hands are starting to glow black and then red and green, but he looks terribly like he's trying to hold it in. He shakes his head, trying to get a moment of clarity, and then he looks up at the angel and he says, "Thank you for being so kind to me. I have not been able to control myself. What I can tell you is that some time ago, I don't know how long, days, months, years, I was separated from the people that I was with. I was wandering in the woods, and I came to a giant tree. I didn't get terribly close to it, but I felt the power coming. And as I was coming to it, I saw what appeared to be a giant root, and something was wrong with the root. It looked almost broken, almost cracked. And I could feel something pulling me closer, but the closer I got to it, the more wrong it felt. And then as I reached out to it, something inside of it snapped, and something inside of me snapped. And ever since then, I have not been able to help myself. I have a power I don't understand. I can't control it. It controls me. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know why I can do these things. I don't know where I am. I need to get fixed. I feel so broken. And then he looks at you desperately. You need to get away from me. I am not safe.
Guys, we gotta leave.
Dude.
I've seen this before.
Oh.
I've seen this when people begin to lose control of themselves and they become werewolves. We need to leave this guy now.
I didn't know werewolves could shoot electricity and shrink people. That's a terrifying ass werewolf. Should we try to get into the tower away from him, or just try to get distance from him?
If he's already cleared part of the way inside the tower, maybe let's look and see if it's safe in it. Or does it look like it's actually safe to enter or try to enter? Or are there still mouthy vines in the way?
There's no vines or anything. You can see now, looking past him, he's between you and the door. But as you can see, there is a door. It does not appear to be made of the same material that the rest of the tower is made out of. It could be made out of something close to wood. It has a gold filigree inlay in with it, and there is what appears to be where there used to be a doorknob. There's now a hole. It looks like it might have been wrenched open at some point, and it's hanging slightly ajar. It opens to the inside, and you can't really see what's inside, but there's no vines or anything covering the door.
Huh. Okay, so we came all this way to try to get into the tower.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should try to get into the tower and lock him out, and then see what we can figure out in there. And I guess if we need to leave, we'll deal with him as we come out.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we roll a d12?
A D12. All right. We're gonna have to murder this guy, aren't we? Yep. I rolled. No, that's a 9.
That's a 9, yeah.
Okay.
He looks like he's starting to lose control again. He says, I don't want to hurt you, but it's not safe to be around me. At this point, another bit of mana leaks out, and directly to his right, suddenly where there was nothing before, you see a small dinosaur. He looks at it incredulously. He says, I don't know how I did that. And he turns back to the angel and he says, this is what I've been telling you about. Ever since I came to that route, I've been doing things I can't explain.
Oh, okay. Wait, what kind of dinosaur are we talking here?
It has feathers, so it's the scientifically accurate kind of dinosaur.
Like, is this like a?
It's
like
probably
like a meat-eating Metasaurus, or
it. Let me see. I want to get a picture of this thing for
T-Rex, raptors.
yeah. Does it look like it eats people or eats plants? That's really the only question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that. I want to make
How
sure.
many giant knives are lining its mouth?
It has sharp teeth. It has frills. It's about waist high for what would be considered for a human size. It's about waist high. I don't know that any of you have any experience with it, but we can safely call it a small dog size raptor.
Gotcha.
Right now, it seems more startled than anything else to be there. Usually, when a creature is summoned to the battlefield by a wizard or a planeswalker, it usually does so under the direction of the wizard or whoever summoned it, and it's kind of bent to its will to some extent. In this case, it's accidentally summoned by a madman, so it doesn't know what's going on.
as Stark put it in the chat, is it a meat-eating Metasaurus or the other kind, which the aforementioned Metasaurus dubbed the punk bitches?
Right now, it's just kind of like, what's going on?
So while I appreciate that, I think we should continue with our plan to book it into the tower and see if we can get away.
Yeah, because it is getting steadily less safe outside.
All right. So do you want to try and circumvent the guy outside and just kind of walk around him and the dinosaur, or are you
Go
going to
around.
try? Okay.
I'm not going to try to charge through him right now.
Yeah,
Alright, well,
he
the
might
aim-
explode or something. He might burst into a fire cat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the angel's the closest one to him. So, Chewie, roll that d12 one more time.
D12. Yep. Oh, that's a 9 again, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you start to walk around him, he looks at you pleading and he says, "I'm so sorry for any trouble I've caused you. Just be careful. I don't know what's inside. I don't know what to do. I found the letters, but I don't know what to do with them. I can't find Donothir." And then, slowly, he starts looking at each of you as if he's never seen you before.
Alright, we should run.
Who are you?
Yeah, we should be running.
All right. Yeah, let's hurry inside.
So you all run inside quickly. Chewie, the angel, pushes the door open, and you find yourselves in a small foyer. It's only about probably 7 feet in length. The walls are this red material, and in front of you, you see what appears to be a much more ornate door than the one that you just walked through. And this time, there does not appear to be a handle. You see a design on the front, and it's laid out in what appears to be a silver material, and it has one giant symbol. And it's a symbol that none of you are very familiar with. The closest that you can really, the closest you can really come to describing it would be almost like a giant sunburst, but it has several stars around it as well. And in the very center of this appears to be some kind of hole. To your right, you see what appeared to be some sort of box that is hanging loosely from the wall. It looks like it's been broken into, and it's leaning against the wall. It had clearly been hanging before, and you can see where the hinges have been stretched beyond where they should have been stretched. But there's nothing inside.
Great. Can we shut the outer door and,
Yeah, you can shut the outer
make
door.
sure that he doesn't come in and rip our faces off?
So you shut the outer door, and immediately you start hearing him mumble progressively louder outside. You start to hear a faint scratch, scratch, scratch at the bottom of the door.
Oh, it's like little kitty
I
cat.
was gonna say it's like the pet when I have to poop. All right,
It's dark, it's dark in here. There's no lighting.
and we may die. Well, hopefully he'll get bored and wander off, or one of those plant things will attack him or something.
Do any of us have a way to make artificial light other than building a campfire? I just thought about that.
You got fire, don't you?
He's
Well,
got
I
a
got
fire,
a fire
spell.
spell, but
Oh, okay.
Yes, use a fire spell in a 7-foot enclosed space where the three of you are packed kind of tightly together. I'm sorry, I'm the GM. I should be letting you do whatever you want. Please go ahead, explore this avenue.
huh?
I thought you were all from the school. You start to adjust. You can see a bit. I may have misspoken. You can see a bit of light where that knob had been in the door. There's a bit of light coming from the outside, but at this point in the day, you're setting on toward dusk and twilight. So as the light is fading, while your eyes have adjusted to the inside, you can see that the room is fairly bare and plain.
All right. Dude said he found the letters. What does that mean?
So you said there were designs on the door besides the sunburst, right?
That's the predominant sign on this inner door. That's the only one that you're really able to make out. There are one or two other smaller designs, nothing you recognize. But this is the sunburst is in the center of the door, and it's in the center of the sunburst that there appears to be some kind of hole.
I dare to peek through the hole.
I think I'll just poke a dagger around in there first for a second.
Fair enough.
See if you can open a lock.
Mm-hmm. Just see if if it goes all the way through, or if it stops, or
The hole is perfectly round, and as you try to fit your dagger inside, you realize that the hole, while it is initially large enough to fit your dagger inside, after about an inch or so, it apparently becomes smaller because you're not able to fit your dagger any further inside.
So a conical hole.
and the box is just like smashed up or wrenched open. There's no.
It's smashed up and wrenched open. There's nothing inside. It doesn't appear that it's been completely destroyed because you're able to tell that it was a box. There was no writing or anything on the box.
No designs.
No design.
How many other stars are around the starburst?
Five.
As Brian takes a moment to make something up.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not a crucial detail.
No.
He didn't know it immediately. All right.
Okay, so it's starting to get late. There's an angry werewolf outside who's charged full of mana and shrunk you. Hopefully that'll wear off, because really you're kind of puny now, and I'm gonna make fun of you. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, at this point he's been steadily growing back. At this point he's about 95% of the way there.
Oh, okay. You're looking better though, so
All right. Good.
consider yourself lucky. I don't have to make fun of you. But he said he found the letters. There are no letters in here. There's just a door with this on it.
Maybe he means letters that someone wrote to somebody else. Didn't we find something similar?
Oh.
I don't remember what they said. One of those things we found in the library. Did we find a collection of letters? I don't remember.
I apparently either didn't write it down or wrote it somewhere else. Like a dumbass.
Since I said I wasn't going to punish you for not remembering stuff that we covered like a year and a half ago, you did find collections of writings from other planeswalkers that were cataloged in the library, and you did read some of them.
I wonder if that's what he meant, or if he was talking. I don't know. I mean, we could always open the door.
I have noted here that you did read the personal notes of Rafe, who was Planeswalker and the king of of the town that you went to after you were at him.
Tyre.
Yeah,
Tyre,
you got
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Right. So
Zaketsu's rambling and yelling is now approaching the volume that it was when you arrived at the tower.
wait, can werewolves talk? That's a straight question. I don't remember.
Sometimes.
Oh. And the raptors scratching at the door is getting louder and louder.
I don't know, Alaric. Can werewolves?
Werewolves, from my experience, do not talk.
Okay.
But it does appear that he's changed. His mind is not himself.
Huh. And there's a little dinosaur trying to get in. How cute. So what do we do now?
I don't know. Sound like I can just stand here and click on things.
Just right click on everything and see what happens. Are you playing with a Mac? Idiot.
Okay, now that it's nightfall,
Uh-oh.
all right, Chewie was the first one in, and then Dirk, and then Mike, Karim was the one that actually shut the door. But then he moved to the front to try the dagger. So Alaric is at the back. Alaric, I need you to go ahead and roll a d20, please.
Hey, do you hear that?
13.
13. Suddenly, and with very little warning, you feel that you're pushed forward. Alaric feels pushed forward. He feels an enormous amount of heat and pressure at his back, and he slams into the other two.
Oof.
As he realizes that the door has blown open. You turn around to try and face Zenketsu and the dinosaur, and you realize the dinosaur is nowhere to be found, and Zenketsu is lying on the ground.
How?
Did he explode?
I don't know. Let's see if he's okay. You have a
All right,
healing
see-
spell, right? I'm gonna go check to see if he's okay.
I do have a healing spell.
You approach Zenketsu, and you can tell immediately that he doesn't appear to be breathing. He looks like the ground between where he was and where the door was is scorched in a wide cone of flame that does not, while the flame itself has already died out, you note that the ground is not repairing itself nearly as quickly as it had been in your previous wildfire expeditions, which I can't believe that this is something that's ongoing with you guys. How does this rampant fire compare to the last time?
Fire.
But,
But effect on people.
It looks almost like he is his skin is receding into itself, and you detect no mana whatsoever. If anything, the mana is almost feels like a sink at this point, where it's his whole body seems to be almost collapsing in on itself.
Okay, I've seen people blow themselves up. That's not what happens.
So what is this? Alaric, you're our go-to guy for weird, mysterious stuff.
Oh, and he's clearly not a werewolf. Sorry, but no. I mean, very good instincts. Very good instincts. I'm never going to tell you guys, hey, you've got this completely wrong. And I think that is exactly, breaking the fourth wall, that is exactly what Alaric would think, because he would say, this is something that I have seen in my experience before. We've seen something extremely like this on this plane already. So I am commending you for being in character. But he's got no wolfy features, so.
Yeah. I've not, this particular characters I've not seen before. Most of my experience is werewolves and changing forms. I've dealt with vampires before. I've not seen this before.
It's almost like the mana burned itself out, or burned him out, or
If he's collapsing in, then
Maybe. How fast is this process happening?
Fairly rapidly, probably within the space. Since Alaric got blown into the room, and then to this point, it's probably been at most a minute and a half, and it looks like the process is nearly done.
are any of his belongings being left behind?
Yeah, his body is still there. It's just kind of, collapsing in on itself, and what's essentially left is kind of a blue mass. You can tell it was you can tell it was a body at one point, but it's just almost like he had no bones to begin with, and whatever was keeping him alive has just kind of left. But his belongings are there. You see It looks like he had no weapons of any kind. He was just wearing his robes. And you do see what appears to be a thick package that he had been wearing on a string around his waist.
Hey, buddy. You see that?
Yeah.
Why don't you grab that? I'm not touching it.
You better be ready to catch me if I get some sort of weird magical shock or something.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
All right. So Kareem is the one that that is reaching for this. I'm gonna need you to roll 3 d20s in a row.
Right.
I'm kidding. Okay. No, you reach down and you take the pack, you open it, and
Oh my god! I was like, what?
All right, here we go. Full party wipe. It's time.
It's all
You
sticky.
you open the package and you see what appeared to be several parchments inside. You can tell that while they appeared to be preserved, something about them smells almost, old. And you can tell that each one appears to have a distinctive handwriting. There's 3 or 4 sheets in here, possibly more, but some of them, it looks like, despite the preservation efforts, and you can sense some magic here that has maybe been placed on the parchment to try and keep them legible. Some of them are old enough that has simply worn off. Do you want to read them all yourself, Kareem, or do you want to kind of hand them out and have everybody compare notes?
I mean, that's not really a decision we have to make right now, is it?
Yeah, no. I mean, actually, I kind of want to. My first impulse was to say, should we take these back to the library and get someone who knows some stuff to examine them?
You're so noble. Yeah,
have an expert tell us what they are.
Yeah, my first instinct is to figure out what the hell we're doing now, because it's getting dark and there's plant things all over this tower and it's dark in here and we may die.
Yeah, it's probably time to. We're gonna end up camping near the edge of the clearing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I assume you want to set up camp where you're still in the clearing, because you still don't see any other animals. You've noticed the entire time you've been here, aside from Zakesu
and a sudden dinosaur.
Zakesu, the plants, and sudden dinosaur, you have not seen a single other living creature in the clearing. So as you're setting up camp just a little ways away from the tower, so that you're still in the clearing, but you're not close enough for, plant problems.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you set up camp.
Yeah.
You have yourselves a nice little dinner.
I'd like to try to make a mana bond with this area.
You want to try and make a mana bond?
Didn't we do that when we
did we
woke
do
up
that
this
when
morning?
we woke up?
No, you did not do it when you woke up, because you were in the Grove of the Burn Willows that you already had the bond with.
Oh, we did that before bed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's try to make a bond with this tower area then.
Okay. All right. The angel will automatically win. The area that you're making a mana bond in is just
winning.
Considered a plains.
Oh.
You try and reach out to form a bond with the tower, and you're immediately rebuffed. So that's a no-go. But the angel goes up to 4 plain, because you've already got 3, so that's just automatic.
Yay.
So let's say, Alaric, go ahead and roll me a d6, please, and I'm going to roll one of these here, too.
D6.
You said Alaric, right?
Yeah, I know.
I got a 4.
You got a 4? All right. Unfortunately, you failed to form a bond.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Kareem.
All right. 5.
All right, you also fail. So the angel has formed one, the other 2 do not. For whatever reason, this land has been a bit hostile to you, and does not form a bond with you. So.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. I guess
we can read a little bit before bed.
yeah, see if we can make anything out.
Okay.
on these
So you
here
want-
scrolls or parchments or whatever they are.
All right. So you're looking at the parchments, you're comparing them. You notice that a lot of them seem to address Donothir. You see that one of them is a message from an Aristata, and she seems to be commending
Sounds familiar.
Donothir. It should. And I can refresh if you want, but I don't know.
She is
if
the
you-
Merfolk planeswalker from Mercadia.
Very good.
That that Donothir invited here.
Yeah. And she
I
seems
have
to
notes.
be she seems to be in her note, she seems to be commending Donothir on his progress and feels that his diversity is commendable. Another is from someone named Icolnir, and it is
Kolnir is who we're supposed to ask for in Nivelier.
and it seems to go on at some length that informing Donothir that the key he requested has been forged and is ready for him.
Okay.
We did try to sequence break. Okay.
So there's Icolnir has a key.
Yeah,
That's what the
Kolnir
note
has
would
a
say.
key
Sounds like
for Donothir.
There is another note.
What, we can't sequence break. It's an open world.
You so how you want to approach these areas is up to you. But and I'm not going to tell you there's a specific order or anything like that. But there, shall we say,
It's
some
like Mega
areas
Man
that-
stages. If you do some stages before others, you're better off, but you can do them in any order. Right?
Yeah, essentially like that. Give me.
Okay, so that's 2 parchments.
Yeah, and there's another one. Give me 1 second here.
I think he blinked out again because I heard him say gimme, and then there was silence that first time.
So give me 1 second here.
Well,
Say,
yeah, but
"Give me a
before
minute."
that.
Oh, before that?
Yeah.
So we've got Icolnir has a key for Donothir.
Yep.
Donothir was praising.
Yeah, Aristotle was praising Donothir for his diversity, whatever that means.
You don't think Donothir's the collector, do you? That would piss me off.
All right, there are a couple here that are too and unintelligible to make out, and then there is one old note that Karim is looking at that specifically it's short and to the point, and it says Donothir, Sire SYR, is coming along well. She will be ready to assist you soon, and the handwriting on it is fairly clear, but the signature is missing. The angel kind of glances at the note.
Sire SIRE.
SYR.
Wait a minute. Hey guys.
Yeah.
I think I wrote this.
You want a what?
This looks like my handwriting. Do we have any sort of writing implements for me to jot something down? Just handy.
We'll
Let's
say
see.
that you.
Yeah, let's
we'll
say we do.
Let's say you do.
So I'm gonna grab something that's not one of these pieces of parchment and write the word sire real quick and show it to him. Actually, I'll just rewrite the note real quick on something. Brrr.
You rewrite the note without even looking at the other note. You show it to the others, and they are indistinguishable, except that the writing on the parchment that was that was the original one that you just come across was clearly written a long time ago.
Why did I write this? When did I write this?
I don't know. Angels are pretty long-lived, right? So could have been any time.
But Who?
This doesn't jog your memory about anything?
No. I just recognize that this is my writing. Who the hell? What the hell's a sire? Seer.
And again, that's
Sire.
SYR. If I
Seer.
let's say sire, seer, which
Seer.
like I said, I write them, I don't pronounce them, but it's SYR.
I'm gonna turn into Harrison Ford real quick. You can write this crap, but you can't say it. He was talking about bad script writing now. To George Lucas. Anyway.
And you know what?
No, I don't know what. Why did I? Oh God,
So
my
none
head.
of this other stuff that we've been going on about this whole time about Donothir has seemed at all familiar to you, but you wrote this note.
Well, I mean, as you know, I don't remember anything from the before times. But clearly, I was here at some point.
I didn't think it was that extreme.
What? Well, no, remembering nothing means pretty much remembering nothing.
Okay. I guess I understand it now.
And on that happy note, I think this is the perfect time to hang this up.
Cliffhanger.
Dum dum dum.
Because
that makes my head hurt.
Because it's you've had a long you've had lots of fires and lots of more fire and a decent deal of exposition and exploring, and and in real world time, I think it's, while Dirk seems to be doing pretty well, let's go ahead and hang it up here. What do you say, guys?
Yeah,
seems
I didn't get the crap beat out of me this time.
Hey! I only got a singed wing.
You got to shoot something.
Well, of course he did. Mike got shrunk for a minute. That was pretty fun. I'm gonna call you Shorty from now on. You know that, right?
By 20 whole percent. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What is? Let's.
You're doing the math.
I am. Wait a minute, calculator. So if you're 6 feet tall, what's 0.8? That's 4.8. That's just under 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Who? I am gonna call you Shorty from now on.
So I hope you guys are still having a good time. I hope that this is all kind of making sense and coming together. But as you ask, as you answer two questions, other questions arise. So excellent. Any questions or comments before we go into any feedback or anything before we go into final thoughts?
No. No, it seemed good. I can't think of anything, but I also don't do RPG. Mike?
Mm-hmm. Again, like I mentioned before, I don't want to put on a boring show, but like personally, and also for my character in this game, I'm just not inclined to roll up on an animal that's just minding its own business. So,
well, that's fine.
That's why a lot of times, a lot of times encounters are set up to be something that is just actively hostile each time.
Well, and go ahead.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't suddenly make it like, oh, you run to a clearing and there's a deer and it gets all up in your face and tries to lick your ass. But I'm not saying it should be like that.
I get the feeling that the giant bird, had we like gotten too close or made a lot of noise or something, it would have come at us.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've tried to draw the encounters in that some of them you have no choice but to confront. Some of them it can go either. You have the option, and some of them you'd actually have to work really hard to try and provoke them. So I tried to do it in such an organic way where, because I'm not worrying about experience points.
And I like that.
So.
I like that you've put that thought into it. I do. But it
I'm
makes
good.
me concerned about whether I'm making for bad television.
Well, and I guess that really depends on the listeners, and I would love some feedback. Do you feel like they should get in more fights? Do you feel like you like hearing about the creative ways that they get out of having to fight? The encounter with is it Kesu? who I can now say, now that this is over, he was a moonfolk. I didn't know if I had made that clear.
Moonfolk
But
don't have blue skin.
Moonfolk don't have blue skin.
What color is that skin? Because I looked at some.
They're white.
They're rabbits.
Yeah.
White.
I looked at like Council of the Soratami and all that, and it looked blue to me. So, okay, so retroactively, he had white skin.
Fur.
So,
Yeah, he had rabbit ear.
all right, whatever. He's dead now. Who cares?
That's true. You know what? Screw that guy.
But my point is that I had written that such that I wanted this to be an encounter where you would have to deal with someone that was actually a mage, because giant warthogs are not slinging fireballs at you most of the time. So
Yeah.
I wanted to see what you guys would do, and
Except for that one time, and we all remember that.
And I had put some thought into what if you could talk him down, but I really didn't know. Given the angel's like, I'm gonna kill with my sword, I was like, okay, this is probably how this is gonna go. But then when Chewie says, I'm gonna charm him, and I interpreted that into, I'm gonna try and reach through his madness, which was not organic. You know, it's not because of a mental illness. It's because of this exposure to something he wasn't prepared for. And he was rolling well enough, and I kept checking it, and he kept rolling those high rolls. She was able to the whole time he should have been slinging spells at you as he was building up this mana, and essentially the angel was able to talk him down so that he was basically damming it up inside himself until it had to come. And I had thought that might happen, but I thought there was like a 5% chance of that happening, and like a 95% chance that he was going to be shrinking people and summoning things, and we would be killing each other. And it was you guys role playing with your characters. Alaric being like, you know, hey, I think I've seen this sort of thing before. I've seen when someone is not in their right mind. I see when they are possessed by something beyond their control. And Karim going, I don't need to like waste this guy, nor do I think it's really wise. And the angel being the one to like try and calm him down, that said, we're going to find a way in instead, that you created this entirely different scenario. So,
Well,
yeah.
When you drew the comparison to the tree, that scared the hell out of me as the angel. Because that tree was serious,
trippy.
Yeah, and when you said it reminded me of the dealing with the tree, I was like, we can't handle this guy. He's gonna kill us all.
Yeah.
and it could have been quite a pitched battle. So.
And then you gave us a moment of clarity, and I'm like, now is a chance to try to stop him from losing his entire crap.
But I gave you the moment of clarity because you worked it in. So I'm saying it's a group effort here. So all I'm saying
also
is
didn't want to just run up and stab a dude who didn't, who seemed like he might just be sort of nuts.
We are
not Texas.
And on the other end of the spectrum was your encounter with the morph creature, and there were a whole host of things it could have been. And I basically, when you were doing the roll for the spiritual awareness, that's when I also did the roll to see what it was going to be inside. I thought, hey, I'll tie into whatever it is, and it's on Blistering Firecat. And I'm like,
oh, nice.
Pop it open, do it. Let's see it. and then, but Mike is like, we can go around it. And I'm like,
when you said none of you recognize it, I'm like, surely one of us has seen morph magic, because it's on like 4 different planes.
It was on Dominaria.
Like that only looks like morph magic only looks like that on Dominaria. Morph magic looks differently on Tarkir.
Oh, that's true. It's the weird,
which I have seen in person.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
I've seen Tarkir morph magic, but it doesn't look like that.
Right. And it's only on some parts of Dominaria, I guess. So yeah.
And for a second there, the Firecat really was gonna up and murder the angel or almost kill him, but you had a better roll than you thought, and I had a terrible roll on its attack. So good job. So again, I just want to say that I'm not at all discounting the feedback, and certainly I don't want Mike to feel like we're making for bad TV or bad listening. And again, that's up to the listeners. That's up to what they want to hear. But I'm just saying that within the world that I'm trying to create, you guys are doing fine. I think back when I had started this, and you were giving me the feedback about cutscenes and trying not to make it like a video game. When I was originally designing, I think I would have been more inclined to, it's a giant fire cat, you have to fight it or you die. And this guy's crazy, and he starts shooting spells at you. How do you want to kill him? That sort of stuff. And I think, but a lot
That's
of the
character breaking.
But yeah, and I think that's my point, is that learning about game design has really informed me as far as trying to put as much control in your hands as possible.
Yeah, and there are games that work like that. If we were just playing our standard JRPG, it really would be, you come into a clearing, you find a deer, he tries to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Whoop back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it's nice to do this again in less than a year.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Chewy?
Stark in the chat pointed out Karim is a hunter, which means he knows when to leave the heck alone with the wild animals. And Rakto said, I'm personally enjoying Karim's level-headedness in contrast to the angel. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Red-aligned characters aren't crazy.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah.
they are driven by passion, and sometimes, depending on what you are passionate about, can inform your own code.
Be excellent to each other.
Yeah. Was Rufus red-aligned?
Squee is red, and he is not like murder, violence, kill, crush.
He's definitely crazy, though,
But in a good way.
yeah. I'll tell him you said that. Well then, how about we do some final thoughts then, gentlemen? Unless we had more to say about just in general. I do like that you're planning around us doing what, like you said, this is why you plan for every eventuality.
Yeah. And when in doubt, if you pick the option I've never thought of before, try and make a way to make it work instead of just saying, no, you can't do that. Oh, and I was going to say this just while you were, just real quick, I'm going to insert this in here. You also found another note that is basically explaining to Donothir how to take care of those phytohydras he's got growing there.
Aha!
Just want to throw that in there real quick. I'm not trying to sound like, hey, look at how clever I am, but I did mean to throw that in there. Well, for final thoughts, I guess I'll go first. I hope this doesn't make me a bad parent. My daughter is only 8, and we have already watched the first Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, which Karen and I had been debating about.
Okay, wait. You said, I hope this doesn't make me a bad parent. My daughter's only 8. And I'm like, you're terrible. She should be at least 12 by now.
My point being that it is a PG-13 movie. But my thought was, she's already seen Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, which I was concerned. I thought, that's got the spooky skeletons and,
Spooky,
scary, yeah, and all that. But she did well with that, and I had not seen The Lord of the Rings in a while, but I read some parent reviews, and while they all said it's for older kids, like closer to 13, Sam's done well with this sort of thing before. There's really no blood, and for the most part, I think she did well. We ended up seeing I broke it down into halves because it's too long to watch.
Freaking
for a
long,
kid.
yeah. How'd she
and
handle
we also-
Boromir?
At the end,
Yeah.
that was the thing, was that we watched the first half of it twice.
Wait, that
Because
was
the
the first movie, right?
That was the first movie.
Yeah, okay.
We end up watching up until they get to Rivendell twice, because the first time we watched it, I had lost the TV remote. We had the TV remote. We needed a new one because the old one broke. So we couldn't adjust the sound. So it was quiet. And Carrie's like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, just listen. And she's like, I can't hear anything. So after that, we actually went out and bought a new universal remote, which we needed to do anyway. And I said, do we want to watch the first half again? And they're like, yes. And they're like, oh, okay, we understand what happens. So then we watched the second half, and we're going along fine. And we get to the end, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, this last battle is a little more intense than I remember. And, Boromir doesn't just, I knew he got shot 3 times, but it's like a thunk every time it happens. And then when Aragorn is fighting the last Uruk-hai, he cuts off one of its
the
arms.
big dude, yeah.
Yeah, and
Lurtz.
then Lurtz, he cuts off one of his arms and impales him, and Lurtz like pulls the sword further into himself to get at Aragorn, and I'm like, and then Aragorn beheads him. Okay, and when the movie was over, I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I didn't really like the orcs." I said, "Are you scared?" She's like, "No, I just didn't really like them." Like, okay. She wants to go and watch the next one. I'm thinking maybe
nasty.
I'll just hold off for a little bit, make sure that I feel like she's ready.
For the second
But
one, let's see. Spoilers. What happens in the second one?
the Two Towers, there's the whole Helm's Deep battle, so
That's kind of intense. Yeah.
it's a lot of military action.
It ends on a big like, yay though.
Yeah.
So that'll probably help
Yeah.
get over that.
Yeah, but like she can handle the Nazgul because they're creepy and all that, but there's not a whole lot. They're basically stalking him the whole time. There's not a whole lot of like actual conflict. But I unfortunately need to report to the world that she is officially a Legolas fan. She doesn't even remember his name half the time. She's like the elf guy. I like him.
Well, yeah, he's awesome in those movies.
He's like almost too awesome to some extent. So,
Don't show her the Hobbit movies because they're actually the worst. But
yeah, no. I mean, I own the Hobbit movies, but we've read the Hobbit, and she loved the Hobbit, and so we're going through the Lord of the Rings books, and it's just slow. We're in the middle of Tom Bombadil right now, and she's like, now that she's seen the movie, she's like, when do we meet Strider? Because she also likes Strider a lot. I mean, like a lot.
damn right she does.
And
He's hot.
and so she's like, when do we get to Strider? And I flip ahead. I'm like, in 40 pages, and she's like,
dude. Oh, I don't have it on DVD. Never mind. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to borrow the Hobbit cartoon because it's really good, but I don't actually have it.
that's all right. But so anyway, I guess that's my final thought.
I bet you can rent it on Amazon.
She's done. I don't want everybody to think I'm just showing her all sorts of rough movies. I really thought that based on the subject material,
I mean, when you told us that you let her watch Reservoir Dogs, I thought that was a bit much.
now it's funny. We were also debating because we finished the first Percy Jackson book, and we're into the second one now.
Oh, nice.
I had debated watching that movie with her, but I hadn't.
Don't do that.
I hadn't seen the first one, so I looked up
Percy
all
Jackson movies are terrible.
I looked up all these
I mean,
reviews.
she's 8. I don't think she's going to be much of a critic about it.
Well, here's the thing: is first of all, I looked up all these reviews for it, and not only does it not follow the book like apparently a whole lot, which you get, but whatever, it might take away from her enjoyment a little bit. But apparently, and I don't want this to sound like, oh, I'm a prude American or anything, but she's 8, and apparently they made a lot of the jokes and a lot of the subject material a lot more sexualized and a lot more intended for 13, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds in terms of humor. And so I'm thinking it's funny to go Lord of the Rings, yeah, maybe. Percy Jackson, I don't think so. It's funny to go that way, but so we're gonna hold off on that one a bit. So, all right.
Oh, the satyr. Okay, I'm like, I don't remember any. Yeah, I do. Didn't the satyr get kind of? Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it, but a lot of the parent reviews were like, I don't know why they did this with these characters, and I don't know why this humor is much more adult than it was in the books, and they were really disappointed. And I don't necessarily go entirely off these lists, but I do find them to be a helpful guideline. And then sometimes I read them and I'm like, Sam can handle that, and sometimes I read it and I'm like, yeah. So
I like the first Percy Jackson movie. Shut up, Dirt. I also haven't read the book. That might have something to do with it.
I've got them if you ever want to read them.
Yeah, I bought them for Mom. I need to bum them from her and read them. She liked them.
Next.
For me, I enjoy doing the RPG episodes. So I'm trying to find the right word for it. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better into my character. Because I did it one time, and it was more like a on-rail shooter. how I was shown it, and so that's part of my thing is that I'm still trying to get into doing this. I feel like I've done a lot. I feel like I'm getting better at it. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with it.
Good.
But that's also why I'm kind of piping up a little bit, is that I'm very much pulling from the Innistrad part of my character's story. And when when Chewie had mentioned the Hydra, going, no, I don't think there's anything that. But then I remember my character goes to Theros. I'm going, oh yeah, or technically should know what a Hydra is in that case. But it's little things like that, and it's got me kind of, my brain juices going in terms of, what sort of story would my planeswalker have had on his second plane and everything. And so I had originally written a story that I had shared with the guys about my character's background, and it was a pretty, I wouldn't say it was a super in-depth story and everything, but it was a bit of the background on my character.
That's great. I'm really glad that you're thinking about that.
Yeah. So it's been something I've sort of thought about as we've done these episodes and everything, and as Brian had said, that I've tried to start popping in and talking a little bit about the background and doing things of that sort to be a more active character. I still do feel like that he's a monk. His thing is to be cautious and to not be blatantly upfront in terms of a character. So he's not gonna jump in and be like, follow me, guys, sort of thing in that. So, but always being a cautious, coming from Innistrad, always, looking at things and going, okay, will this turn into something terrible? Having his character coming from a nightmarish plane, always thinking that cup is going to turn into whatever the thing is from, what's the video game that has little morphling things that can be coffee cups or chairs and stuff? Prey.
Yeah.
Sort of looking at things and going, okay, is that going to turn into a thing that's going to come after me, sort of thing? Always being on the defensive.
Nice.
Yeah. And with regards to mine, my kids, I'm trying to read Harry Potter, and Trevor, my kids just do not have the attention span right now for it. Leighton, they sit and they'll listen to me read. I have to be very showy in terms of what's going on, or my kids just sort of will find things to entertain themselves. Because I'm trying to read. I've got the graphic version of the Harry Potter books, like the bigger versions that have pictures and stuff in them, so that they have something to look at, and that's helped with them. But I have not gotten into Trevor is much more into the Prodigy thing, where he wants to do games. He wants to do things that are very interactive with him.
That's very popular at their school. So.
Oh yeah, his character's like level 47. Like he's at, like, when I look through the stuff, it said, oh yeah, he's working on 3rd grade level stuff, and I'm going, well, he hasn't done the 2nd grade level stuff, but I mean, he's like plowing through the 3rd grade level stuff in math. So it's just, his strength is apparently math related stuff, but he does pretty good reading. He's just not going to be able to do Harry Potter. Yeah. He likes it better whenever I read that, and that's the only way I can get Leighton to listen to it too.
Well, and we started with the audiobooks for Harry Potter, which honestly, I don't mind reading Lord of the Rings to Sam, but it's a lot easier to have someone that does this professionally read them. And then once we got through those, she read the books herself. So, but not everything is for everybody, and not everybody has the same skills or is at the same place. So,
Yeah.
they'll get there.
And you can tell there's a difference in our experiences. When you said that Leighton is into the Prodigy thing, I was like, smack my bitch up.
Twisted Firestar.
So Mike and I are on one page because we don't have kids. But
Yep. That you know of.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Dun dun dun.
So-
British techno music. That's yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's with regards to me and everything. That's sort of been the kids and all. But I mean, I'm enjoying doing it, and the kids like looking at the pictures and hearing some of the stuff. And Trevor's picking up on some of the material, but like I said, they're not quite into it as much as I kind of was. But it's one of those things where I'd seen the movies and then started reading the books, so I felt like I had a little bit of a reference point for it, and neither one of them. We're dead set on we have to get to the book before you get to watch the movies. So we're trying to dangle that little carrot in front of them that says, we have the movies. You can watch the movies, but you have to finish the book first.
Crash
Sort
of
of
Thunder.
Yeah.
You're so mean, Dad. God.
I know. It's almost like I want you to learn. But that's my final thought.
Well, how about you there, Mr. Professor Beardy Face Karim Hunter Tracker? Face?
Let's see. I feel like I don't have much to add this time. I'm not reading any books to anyone right now.
I have books if you want to read me one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just finished a book, actually. It's pretty neat. It's called How to Invent Everything. And it's written by the guy who does Dinosaur comics, Ryan North.
Oh, yeah.
And he also wrote that Choose Your Own Adventure version of, it was called Romeo and or Juliet. It's pretty good. But yeah, so How to Invent Everything. It's written as if it's a survival guide for a time traveler whose time machine has broken down. So it's giving you the shortcuts to invent all the critical parts of civilization to make yourself more comfortable in whatever time you got stranded in.
That's pretty awesome.
Because a lot of those innovations, even though they could have been, for so many of them, they could have been invented, maybe a couple hundred years after people first discovered fire, but it took thousands of years for humans to get around to making those leaps. So, and it's written in a really entertaining way, and it's fascinating. You can tell he did a lot of good, solid research on it, and it was a good book. How to Invent Everything.
Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. What else you got?
That's it for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. For me, I'm working my way through my Constantine trade paperbacks. Sorry, Hellblazer trade paperbacks, which is, the John Constantine's comic. That's what I'm reading. Yeah, that's all I've been reading here lately. I worked my way through the first 3 that I have. I can't find them on my shelf now. That's really, where the hell are they?
Will they not be over there?
What? No, all the comics are here.
Oh, I see them now. Okay.
I don't see any Hellblade. Maybe I've got the last one. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I've got 2 left. Okay, here we go. I found them. Anyway. As far as Manapool production stuff, over on youtube.com/themanapool, what's been going up for the last little while? The Messenger is almost done. Well, not almost done. What I have made of the Messenger is almost done. I had a run of Slay the Spire that I put up that was a lot of fun. I played Layers of Fear, which is a first-person horror game on various systems. I played it on Steam, and I had to do it in 2 sections because the first time I played it, it freaked me right the hell out, and I was like, nah, because it's really good. If you like atmospheric, creepy things and me crying like a bitch, then maybe you should check it out. They're in 3 hour-and-a-half or so long videos because I didn't plan ahead and I wanted them to go up and finish on Halloween, so I had to do it in 3 parts. But that's okay because that makes the immersion more. Because if it was 20 minutes or 30 minutes and then stop for a day or 2, you lose some of the build-up. And the build-up is real in this game. It's one of those games where when you're looking here, and there's a thing, and then you turn around behind you and see what's there. When you turn back, everything is different. And sometimes you get the horror game, someone hit the violin or whatever makes that sound. Mm-hmm. And other times it's just different. And you turn around, you're like, oh. And sometimes it's subtle. I didn't notice it while I was playing. There's one point where I'm looking, there's a table and a big-ass painting. And I was like, oh, there's a painting. And I turned around, I did some other stuff. And when I turned back, the table was just full of books that looked like they'd piled up. And I didn't even notice because it was very subtle. There was no sound effect or anything. I just turned and went, no one's even reading those books. And I turned back, and it didn't occur to me at the time. Those weren't there a second ago. And that's just one of the little things. There's also horrible, scary, what the... Ah! And yeah, there's lots of that. And I made a friend in the last episode. His name is Charlie. He's a rat.
You won't scare me, Charlie. You won't do it.
No, Charlie was my boy. Till he... Actually, I don't know if he betrayed me or if it was just bad luck, but either way, screw you, Charlie. But yeah, if you're into horror games at all, Layers of Fear is totally a game you should play. I know that the videos are long, but that's okay. YouTube saves where you've watched something for the most part if you're logged in, so you can watch a piece, come back later. It's well worth the watch. It's absolutely the most atmospheric and I'm going to say it's scary game I have ever played. Like I said, I couldn't finish it the first time, all right? I had to stop and come back 2 days later. So, yeah. Happy Halloween. Also, the quest for the Golden Warlock is going up on the YouTube channel as well. I finally got a Golden Warlock, but it took some doing. And I had an amazing statistical anomaly in the second video. Have you watched that one? I just put it up today, I think. So yeah, never mind. And the
internet has been out of my apartment.
That's true, yeah. Which is why you're sitting here, so I can do this. But yeah, I actually did some fairly heavy editing on it. It took about an hour for this little chunk of video with percentages and zooms and color changes, and it was awful. I had to do statistics and then put it on screen. It was awful, Mike. I lost that game because it was awful. But anyway, so that's up what's going up on the YouTube channel. Right here on twitch.tv/themanapool we have Monday Night Magic and the Manapool streamed live. On Halloween I streamed a game called Darkwood that I really had been looking forward to. It had been on my wish list for like a year. It finally went on sale for cheap enough that I bought it. And I didn't like it at all. But I think that's because I was doing it wrong. And I was coming into it with the wrong mindset, having looked up some other playthroughs and getting a feel for it. I really should be playing it with a mouse and keyboard instead of with a controller. As much as I hate to say that. And also, now that I'm aware of what kind of game it is, I think I can do better. But it's extremely creepy. And during the last night, because there's a day-night cycle, during the last night, I was actually just as afraid as I was in Layers of Fear. Which is impressive. But also, on twitch.tv/themanapool, I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement now. On Saturday, November 17th, I'll be doing another charity live stream for takethis.org. So I haven't worked out exactly what I'll be doing yet or how, but I will be doing another charity live stream the weekend before Thanksgiving. Also before my birthday. Yay, birthday.
Yay, birthday.
And next week, here on the Manapool, we'll be celebrating, and we're not doing anything special, but we'll be celebrating 11 years of podcasting.
Yep.
Because the show's birthday is the 10th. It's the same as my old man's. And yours? No, your birthday's the same as Mom's. Excuse me, not Dad's. But but yeah, my old man and the show have the same birthday, but he's significantly older than 11, and he won't be on the show. So that's pretty awesome.
So if you were a better podcaster, the show would be 13 years old by now.
Yeah, right. I'm a terrible podcaster. My show's only 11. So that's what's going on here in my world. If you have any ideas for what I should do for the charity live stream, then by all means, let me know. I don't actually remember what I did the last 2 years. Like at all. I think the first year I played games that were gifts, and just a bunch of them over the course of and last year I don't remember what I did because I wasn't in a deep dark pit last year when I did the charity live stream like I was the first year. So I don't actually remember what I did.
Was that the one where you like played some WoW and whatever?
No, that was a consequence for hitting the high number of the first year.
Okay.
I had to play freaking World of Warcraft up to level 20, and that was a nightmare. Dirk, you helped so much. I love you so much for being there for me and with me during that hell. Because when you left, it got bad.
Just come on over to this guy. Do this.
When I had to do a second instance because nobody told me, I had to go back to the guy and turn in my quest. Like, turn in that we finished the instance. And everyone's like, yay, there's level 10 or level 20. And I'm like, what? I didn't get it. I was not a happy Chewy. But anyway. So yeah, I will be playing a series of games. I will probably be giving stuff away because I have a crap load of things to give away because I have Humble Monthly, and that's what happens when you have Humble Monthly. So yeah, come hang out. It's for a good cause. Take This is an excellent charity that helps promote mental health and just general knowledge of mental issues especially in the nerd and gamer communities. They're the ones behind the what are they called? The AFK rooms at well, they started at PAX, but now they're at all kinds of events. And yeah, by all means, come hang out, give them some money. I don't take any off the top. It all goes straight to Take This. So yay. But if you want to give me some money, hey, you can totally do that at Mike, at patreon.com/themanapool. You can pay to get this knee replaced. Let's see, we have the uncommon lifeguards who get the uncommon name, uncommon color, the silver name in the Discord server, the Manapool Discord server, where we've cracked 100 people now. And we're growing steadily. It's nice. What was I saying? The uncommon lifeguards get the silver name in the Discord server and early access to the Manapool and to YouTube videos. The what's after uncommon? Rare lifeguards get the gold name in the Discord server, the early stuff, and the odds and ends, which is all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool, which is uncensored and unfiltered. And I have been told is worth it. And finally, the Mythic Lifeguards get the Mythic Orange name in the Discord server. Ooh, classy.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah.
And they get the early stuff, and they get the odds and ends, and they get the sponsorship shout out. There we go. On the podcast and on the end screen of all the YouTube videos. So with that, I guess since today's the 1st, I'll go ahead and start next month's, even though this will probably end up being wrong. So I'd like to thank the following Mythic Lifeguards: Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al. Oh, excuse me. Paul David, Lance Delicious, Tim ULSRU, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Bertain, Casey, Fayan Says, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, I already said Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Keith Moody, John Parker, Violet Moon, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburn, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Whew. Man.
You'd be all right there?
Yeah, I need to have a lie down after that. So thank you to all of our Mythic Lifeguards and to all of our lifeguards in general. I could not do this without you. Like, for real. Apparently I don't actually have the driving gig anymore. So I honestly couldn't do it without you. So, that's important. So with that, I guess we'll be done with this episode. What is it? 531?
Sounds good.
Hell yeah, RPG episode. So thank you all so very much for listening, and go hit it with a sword. I mean, go play some Magic.